Across the deserts of Egypt, the jungles of Central America, and the distant lands of Mesopotamia, giant stone structures rise toward the heavens. Known as pyramids, these monuments are among humanity's greatest architectural achievements. They stand as eternal symbols of power, death, and divinity. But their history stretches far deeper than most people imagine. From the earliest mud brick mastabas to the colossal stone marvels of Giza, pyramids tell the story of humanity's ambition to touch the sky and preserve memory for eternity. For more than 4,500 years, pyramids have inspired awe, curiosity, and speculation. Who built them? Why were they built? And how did ancient civilizations with limited technology create monuments that still stand today? To answer these questions, we must travel back in time to the origins of pyramid construction. Long before the Great Pyramid of Giza, early Egyptians buried their kings in simple rectangular tombs made of mud bricks. These flat-roofed structures were called mastabas. Dating back to around 3100 BC, mastabas were low and modest, but they laid the foundation for future pyramid design. The word itself means bench in Arabic, reflecting their flat shape. Over time, Egyptian society evolved. Pharaohs, who were considered divine rulers, sought larger and more impressive tombs. Their burial places had to reflect their godlike status and ensure safe passage into the afterlife. Around 2700 BCE, a brilliant leap occurred. Pharaoh Djoser, the first ruler of Egypt's third dynasty, commanded his chief architect, Imhotep, to design something greater than a mastaba. Imhotep stacked several mastabas on top of one another, creating the world's first step pyramid at Saqqara. Rising nearly 200 feet, the step pyramid was revolutionary, a symbol of eternal life and divine power. This moment was the birth of the pyramid as we know it. From a humble tomb made of mud bricks, the idea evolved into a massive stone monument designed to last forever. The true golden age of pyramid building came during Egypt's fourth dynasty. This period, beginning around 2600 BC, witnessed the construction of the most famous pyramids in history, the ones at Giza. The first was the Pyramid of Khufu, also known as the Great Pyramid. Standing originally at 146 meters, 480 feet, it was the tallest man-made structure in the world for over 3,800 years. Built with an estimated 2.3 million limestone blocks, each weighing up to several tons, it remains one of humanity's most astonishing engineering feats. The Great Pyramid was aligned precisely with the cardinal points of the compass, and its base was almost perfectly square, showing advanced knowledge of mathematics and astronomy. Following Khufu, his son Khafre built the second pyramid, slightly smaller but appearing taller because it stood on higher ground. The pyramid complex of Khafre included the Great Sphinx, a massive lion-bodied statue with the face of the pharaoh himself. To this day, the Sphinx guards the plateau, adding an aura of mystery. The third and smallest of the Giza pyramids belonged to Menkaure, Khafre's successor. Though less grand, it still carried symbolic weight, showing continuity in the royal belief system. Together, these pyramids represented not only tombs, but also spiritual stairways for the pharaohs to ascend to the heavens. For the Egyptians, life after death was more important than life itself, and the pyramids were eternal machines for immortality. One of the greatest mysteries of the pyramids is how they were built. For centuries, myths spread that slaves dragged stones under cruel whips. But modern archaeology has revealed a very different story. Evidence shows that tens of thousands of skilled laborers, not slaves, worked on the pyramids. These workers were well-fed, organized, and lived in nearby temporary villages with bakeries, breweries, and medical facilities. Techniques remain debated, but most experts agree the stones were dragged on sledges, possibly lubricated with water to reduce friction. Ramps were likely used, straight ramps, zigzagging ramps, or circular ones spiraling around the pyramid. Though the exact method remains uncertain, what is clear is that the Egyptians combined ingenuity, organization, and manpower to achieve the impossible. Construction also reveals their mastery of mathematics. The slope of the pyramid sides, the alignment with stars such as Orion's belt, and the precision of the joints all suggest advanced knowledge far ahead of its time. After the Fourth Dynasty, pyramid construction continued but gradually declined in scale and quality. Later pyramids, such as those built during the Middle Kingdom, were smaller and often made with mud brick instead of stone, leading many to crumble over time. Political instability, economic strain, and the immense resources required made it difficult to sustain pyramid projects on the same scale. Eventually, pharaohs shifted to rock-cut tombs, most famously in the Valley of the Kings near Luxor. These hidden tombs reflected a new approach, protecting royal burials from looters rather than advertising them with colossal monuments. By around 1500 BCE, pyramid building in Egypt had effectively ended. Yet, the legacy of these structures was far from over. The pyramid was not an Egyptian invention alone. Across the world, different civilizations independently developed pyramid-like structures. In Mesopotamia, ziggurats rose as temple towers dedicated to gods. These step-like structures, such as the famous ziggurat of Uar, predated the Egyptian pyramids, but served more as religious platforms than tombs. In Mesoamerica, the Maya and Aztecs built massive pyramids, such as the Pyramid of the Sun at Teotihuacan and the Temple of Kukulkan at Chichen Itza. Unlike Egyptian pyramids, these were often used for rituals, sacrifices, and as calendars aligned with celestial events. In Sudan, the Kingdom of Kush built dozens of smaller pyramids at sites like Meroe. Though inspired by Egypt, these Nubian pyramids had steeper sides and unique styles. Even in distant China, the tombs of emperors sometimes took pyramid shapes, hidden beneath mounds of earth. The most famous is the tomb of the first emperor, Qin Shi Huang, said to contain rivers of mercury and guarded by the terracotta army. The pyramid shape seemed universal, a natural form of stability, power, and connection between earth and sky. Why did so many cultures build pyramids? Beyond engineering, the pyramid carried profound symbolism. The broad base represented the earth, while the pointed top reached toward the heavens, symbolizing a bridge between the human and the divine. In Egypt, pyramids were associated with the sun god Ra, with their shape echoing the rays of the sun. Pharaohs believed that through the pyramid, their souls would ascend to the sky and join the gods. In Mesoamerica, pyramids aligned with astronomical events such as solstices and equinoxes. Climbing the pyramids symbolized a spiritual journey. In Sudan and Mesopotamia, they reflected sacred mountains, man-made attempts to recreate cosmic order. Thus, the pyramid was never just a structure. It was a cosmic symbol, uniting religion, power, and eternity. For centuries after the fall of ancient Egypt, the pyramids stood as silent giants, half buried in sand. Ancient Greek historians like Herodotus wrote about them, though often with exaggerations. In the Middle Ages, myths spread that they held hidden treasures or even magical powers. Modern archaeology began in the 18th and 19th centuries when explorers and scholars documented, excavated, and sometimes damaged the pyramids in their search for knowledge. The discovery of hieroglyphs, mummies, and burial artifacts opened a new window into Egypt's past. Today, pyramids continue to fascinate. Scientists study their construction techniques, astronomers explore their celestial alignments, and tourists flock to Giza to stand in awe. Despite centuries of research, mysteries remain unsolved, fueling endless theories from alien builders to lost civilizations. While such claims lack evidence, they reveal the powerful hold pyramids still have on the human imagination. The history of ancient pyramids is not just about stone and geometry. It is about human ambition, belief, and resilience. From the first mud-brick mastabas to the towering wonders of Giza, from the jungles of Mexico to the deserts of Sudan, pyramids reflect a universal human desire to create something eternal, something that connects the mortal world with the divine. The pyramids stand as proof that civilizations rise and fall, but their monuments endure. They are more than tombs, more than temples. They're the embodiment of eternity itself, silent witnesses to history, guardians of mystery, and eternal teachers of what humanity can achieve.